Hi, my name is Harpreet Kaur and today I'm presenting my assessment 1 is based on a mentor interview I conducted with Zing, an early childhood teacher working in long daycare. In this interview, I explore her understanding of the image of the teacher, the role of administration, how she support her community, how she practice advocacy, and what she believes make a good leader. This conversation encouraged me to reflect more deeply on my own developing a professional identity. So here are the key findings which I found from the interview. And one of the strongest message from the Zing was that relationships are the foundation of learning. She believes children must feel emotionally safe before meaningful learning can happen. I agree with this because during my placement, I observed that when children feel secure, they participate more confidently. However, I also realize that in a busy long daycare settings, it can be difficult to always protect relationship time because of routines and documentation. This made me reflect on how leadership must actively protect connection time. She also described children as capable learners. This reminds me to step back sometimes and allow children to problem solve instead of stepping in too quickly. She also said leadership is influence, not authority. That really changed how I see leadership and reflection on role as the administration and leadership. When Zing spoke about documentation, I reflected on the balance between paperwork and presence. Documentation is important for intentional teaching, but if becomes too much, it can reduce meaningful interaction time. This made me think about how leaders must create systems that support both responsibility and relationships. I was also impacted by her shifts from seeing leadership as authority to seeing it as a sport and teamwork. In some cultures, leaderships mean control, but believes leadership is about, but now she believes that leadership is about supporting others. I agree with this change, but I also believe teamwork only works when communication is clear. Without clear communication, things ca- things can become confusing. Her example of giving feedback in a warm way showed me that leadership also includes emotional awareness. Educators need to feel safe in order to grow. So what I have learned from this interview, I learned that a teacher balances many roles every day as a spotter, as a planner, as a communicator, and a leader. Uh, I now see documentation as a professional responsibility, not just a paperwork. It helps us plan intentionally and track child's development. This connects to the Early Childhood Australia Codes of Ethics, which says educators must act in the best interests of children. Reflection also stood out to me. Zing reflects when she feels so stressed and speaks to management instead of staying silent. This reflects collaborative leadership principles where leadership is shared and built through reflection and teamwork. I learned that advocacy is part of ethical practice, not something extra. What for me, what is advocacy and leadership? Advocacy was the one of the most powerful of the interview, part of the interview. Zing shared that she spoke openly to management when workload became too heavy, and I see this as a brave leadership. It could be easier to stay silent, but silence can slowly reduce the quality of care. If educators are under too pressure, children are affected. However, advocacy must remain respectful and professional. It should focus on solutions, not complaints. This connects with the Code of Ethics, which highlights the responsibility to advocate for children's well being and quality practice. Uh, I now understand that leadership includes ethical responsibility in everyday situations. And what is the impact on my future practice? This interview has shaped my future practice in important ways. I will prioritize secure relationship even during busy routines. I will balance documentation with active engagement. I will reflect before reacting in difficult situations. Most importantly, I will practice respectful advocacy when quality care is affected. I now understand that leadership is not about power, it is about daily actions, collaborations, and responsibility. Thank you.